Good evening, Nurse Hawkins. Do you need medical help?
I'm afraid.
Not under my watch.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins. Good evening, sir.
Unless you're here,
I'm
you guessed.
Soldier.
Not re-
As long as you
Don't think.
Goodbye for now. Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Even.
Soldier.
I'm fine.
Goodbye. Bye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Fear and disgust on every street.
Здорово, бро. Здорово. Чё кого, бияч? Как оно?
Corner. The daily routine.
Бияч. Все хорошо, братан, ты как?
Good evening, Nurse Brent.
Good evening.
Do you require medical assistance?
Я тоже
I
нормал.
will be fine.
Nurse, you won't be able to help people if you're sick. Take this, and do try to get some rest.
I'll try, Dr. Reed. Thank you.
Goodbye, Nurse.
Раздаю лекарства. Это самое главное.
Hey, Doc. You're lucky to be this place. Consider yourself lucky that I'm treating all of my patients. Don't play the... I'll leave you for... Hey, Doc. I'll leave... Good evening, sir.
Dr. Rick,
And you...
Newton Block.
Do you need med...
Afraid so.
Throughout history, some diseases have done more damage to armies than any weapon created by man. You are wise to be careful.
You're working at the Pembroke Hospital, aren't you?
Ты опять без вебки и звука. Все спят.
Goodbye,
Вебка
Mr.
сейчас включу.
Take care of yourself.
О, приятно видеть.
Good evening, Doctor. Dr. Reed. Thank you.
I am Thoreau Strickland.
Do you need my medical...
I would have been confused.
There is no shame in helping each other. We're colleagues after all.
Many doctors I have known are too.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Ты опять сегодня в банку сопли играешь?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed, yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say
Почему?
that I don't
Do you need...
Don't be ridiculous.
Then you are lucky.
I wish this...
Thank you for your time.
Надо допройти. Молчишь.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me, I'm a blundering idiot.
Но это а-ля квест типа. Не, ну нормально. Что не позвал?
I will not let you down, my boy.
Народ прожив... Георг, здорово, что лет не видел. Вам ничего не стоит.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us.
А стримеру приятно.
Better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise.
Привет, так зашел бы на канал, да и написал.
Confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion.
Приятно забыть про пятна. Ребят, это норм, что у меня количество лайков не отображается.
Yes, indeed.
I have no doubt about it, but you are still ill all the same.
Дружище, я тут пока моя не перейдет.
I appreciate your concern, Dr. Reed. To be honest, I just did not take the time to diagnose myself.
Он сам так сделал.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Да. Да я по возможности к многим забегаю, хотя в группе меня уже месяца 2 нет. Зачем? Нас тоже там нет.
It's locked, all right.
Понимаю. Вы повыходили тоже? Дело, они такие. Да уже давно.
Hello again.
Yes.
Are you concerned?
Not really. Sick people.
Do you want to talk?
No, I really...
An irrational fear like...
Я уже не стримил недели две, попросту некогда.
Will Doctor take again?
As a soldier, you're expected to kill
Не
the
знал.
enemy to survive. Guilt is a powerful emotion and could lead to feelings of suffocation and oppression.
My God, you're so wrong. Believe me, I would kill if it happened again. Violence is part of who I am.
Do you
Ну
need
да.
medical attention?
Don't get me wrong, sir. I'm grateful.
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher.
Мы же просто общество. Хотя приятно, что мой донат отображается. Прото. Деда. Ахахаха. Я напомню Даркметадов, чтоб Георг вспомнил. Доны на месте. Карная штуковина. Поделишься, как сделать?
It's locked.
Какая? Ору с нее.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Do you need medical?
Well, the proximity of the dead is not the most healthy company. Even if the quiet can
Голос
be
чат.
appreciated.
Don't take too many risks with your health, Mr. Chidana. None of us are immune to this disease.
And that is a good thing. Death and disease is a constant reminder of our mortality. But you have my thanks, Dr.
Как
Reed.
Шепчет в стиме.
Goodbye, Mr. Chidana.
Такая. Игорь как сам. Понял. Где контент? Донат Даркметадов 100,0 раб от души братка на развитие. Морально кого нет. Мочаль звездочка.
От души, братка, на развитие.
Спасибо за донатыч. Хороший музон, не зря донатил. Нормально так. Сейчас будет контент. Но громковато. Жду. Как раз поколбасится. Но так это же донат от зрителя любимого. Игорь, ты тут. Тут.
Good evening.
Evening.
Do you need medical?
Don't get me...
I will see you later. Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher.
Чем занимаешься вообще и в общем? Конкретнее вопрос поставь. В свое время где стримы? Донат на году 100,0 раб. Братан.
Рви, братан.
Ну, Игорь разошелся.
Спасибыч.
Музон хорош, как в молодости.
I cannot enter. You must prepare, child, for the earth is bleeding and the harvest is upon us.
Stay away, whoever you are.
This is no time for petty quarrels, my champion. Can you not hear? The famished queen has awoken.
I am not your champion.
Ловите контент, это мой создатель.
As surely as you are the blood of my blood.
I had to kill Mary.
I have known your pain, child. Do not succumb to...
Silence! I dismiss you now!
The land calls for a champion. All and everyone needs you.
Silence!
I'm tired of all these puppet shows.
Слушай, а ничего игра-то?
Ты в Диабло-то погонял? Нет еще, а уже было тестирование.
Мне что-то писем никаких не приходит. Так я наоборот от тебя вестей жду.
А ну вот я жду письма. Ну я и не записался в итоге.
Ну значит я тебе расскажу чё как.
Я тут.
Окей, буду ждать инфо.
Что с Диабло? Диабло 4. Как настроение? У всех. Тестирование.
Норм настроения. Шикарная, братан, я пошел в доту погоняю. Но не стрим, тебе хорошего настроения, хорошего стрима. Георг тоже не скучай, бро. Спасибо, заходи, всегда рад. Стараюсь забегать всегда. Взаимно. Я тоже ушел, всем хорошего настроения, побед, и больше подписонов и лайкосов. Спасибо, что зашел. Хорошего вечеринка. Вечерочка.
Glad to see you again.
Do you need...
I can keep...
Of course.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
You again.
Do you need...
I may.
I will see you later. Well, I'll leave.
It's on to us! Bloody leech! Fucking...
They want war. I'll show them war.
Whatever this poor woman did, nobody deserves this kind of punishment. So this is where she lives. What a splendid house.
Dr. Reid, welcome. How are you?
As good as one can be, considering the circumstances.
Yes. Death and affliction seem prevailing themes of late. Please, come in. We have much to discuss.
I hope I haven't disturbed you.
Not at all. Actually, I was counting on you visiting me tonight.
How strange, this painting. Beautiful, melancholic, yet with a haunting dignity.
Indeed. A long time ago, a friend asked me to paint this for him, but I kept it in the end.
I did not know you were a painter, my lady.
There are many things you do not know about me, young Ekon.
Please, call me Jonathan.
Please excuse my behavior, Jonathan. I tend to tease my friends when uneasy.
What is bothering you, my lady? Your letter was quite alarming.
We will talk about this in a few minutes. For now, I would like you to tell me about yourself. How have you been since we last met, my friend?
My sister Mary. She was made a vampire in the same way I was. She was the one killing all those people everywhere I went.
Vengeance is a powerful force for those betrayed. Made vampire through careless error. Victims by surprise.
In the end, she implored me to put an end to her misery. But still, I felt I had taken her life twice.
I am so sorry for my accidental cruelty. Had I known your dear Mary was still alive, I would never have sent you to pray for her soul in that church.
There is no need to apologize, my lady. Your words have been most helpful in these difficult...
My friend, if only we could have guided your poor sister through...
Приветик.
I swear I did not intend that. If only I had known then how vampires are created.
That is the scientist speaking. In truth, most of us do not know how it really works. Personally, I make sure my prey will not return to haunt me.
What do you mean?
I am merciless, Jonathan. I only feed on the dying. And I
Приветик, Лана Банана.
before leaving their remains.
I came to the conclusion that my maker, whoever he might be, must be a powerful vampire. Certainly extremely old.
How have you reached this conclusion?
Укушу сейчас. Забежал прямо на секундочку. Аха-аха.
He is the only immortal I've seen appear in an ethereal form.
Окей.
His words seemed ancient. It was disturbing.
I am afraid you are right. The simple fact that your blood made Mary such a strong icon proves that you must be of ancient lineage.
I felt this power.
Быстро лайкосики, все пропали, быстро я сказа. Кизи.
Most ancestral vampires of England were killed by the guard of Prewen half a century ago. I wonder who your maker could be.
You have no idea who he could be?
Some of the ancient ones fled England. Some may still be in hiding. All I know is you, my friend, are a pawn in some secret and obscure game of chess.
Пьяный, что ли?
I should ask the questions, your ladyship. After all, it was you who invited me to settle this most urgent of matters.
Лайки, балалайки.
The situation is critical. We do not have the luxury.
Прожали.
Please do not misunderstand me.
Окей.
I would be delighted to discuss mundane matters and idle trivialities.
If we survive the dark nights to come,
Нет.
we shall have all the time in the world to speak, you and I. For now, please follow me, Jonathan.
Фух.
I must say, your house is exquisite.
One of the advantages of living forever is having the time to be selective with one's furnishings. I took the liberty of having tea served.
You can still drink tea.
Can't keep it down, but I do so enjoy the aroma. Let us toast to make-believe. And of course to your health, Jonathan.
And to yours, my lady.
Please, call me Elizabeth.
So, my lady, why truly did you invite me here?
I've been asked to deliver an official invitation to meet the Ascalon Club.
Who are they? Really?
Всем чаю в студию.
Embodiment of vampire law in Britain. Some say they influence the destiny of the Empire. Some believe they merely protect it.
Will they fight the guard of Prewen?
I doubt it. Fergal was Lord Redgrave's executioner forever and a day. By defeating that beast, you deprived them of a powerful weapon.
How many are they?
Only a small number of...
Why use you to contact me?
Because they know we are close. The Ascalon Club has many spies. Their main occupation is gathering information and then deciding how to use it.
Have they threatened you in any way?
Not at all. Their message surprised me at first, but it is only logical, considering the critical situation in London.
Why not ask for your help, since you are obviously a powerful and influential immortal yourself?
You have to understand that I am invisible to the eyes of Ascalon, for I am a woman. That suits me well, as long as they leave me alone.
Should I trust them?
Of course not. Do not misunderstand me. They can be very useful, but I believe their long-term goals differ from yours.
Why meet them then?
Because nothing truly important can be achieved in this city without their consent. They could be powerful allies in this current situation.
Should I lie to them?
We all lie, Jonathan. It falls to you to choose.
They have done nothing but impede my investigations since I became known to them. Why would they want to see me now?
I guess they now see you as Ascalon material. They must have found out what happened to your sister. Proof of the potent blood flowing through your veins.
I'm not sure I can accept their invitation. I have seen their handiwork. How Fergal the Beast imposed the club's law.
You have no choice, Jonathan. Even I would not openly defy Lord Redgrave, the chairman of the Ascalon Club.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave? Who is he?
Lord Redgrave is the founder and chairman of the Ascalon Club. Most mortals know him as the Earl of Bristol. He is rich and extremely influential.
Have you met him?
Only on rare occasions, for he never goes outside the club. And women are not awarded membership, even immortals.
How old is he? How long has he been a vampire?
Lord Redgrave claims to be the progeny of William Marshall, the most valiant knight who ever lived. If that is true, he could be very old.
How powerful is his reach?
The Ascalon Club may be the most influential secret society in England. Not all its members are immortals, but they are all very powerful.
They are not all immortals. How is that?
The club is mainly comprised of political figures who seek the safety and expansion of the Empire. The most loyal are awarded immortality.
Any familiar or famous names?
As the richest, most relentless British tycoon, Aloysius Dawson is considered ideal Ascalon material and has been watched for years.
If you are convinced I must meet him, I will heed your advice.
Thank you, Jonathan. I understand your reluctance to brush shoulders with London's vampire elite, but we have no choice.
Is the situation that critical?
Yes. The Guard of Prewen has called for a second great hunt of our kind, and they will stop at nothing to eliminate us.
Will the Guard of Prewen and the Ascalon Club fight each other?
I doubt it. If Prewen really launched a great hunt, I think most of the Ekons I know would flee the country to escape the bloodbath.
I think I saw them kill an Ekon on the way to your house. They seem to have a list with names.
To launch another great hunt, they must have collected intelligence on vampire identities and whereabouts. They are a resourceful lot.
Should we fight back? I will not be hunted down like an animal again.
I admire your courage, Jonathan. But the best way to fight them is to put an end to the epidemic. This is the only way to clear the air.
What is a great hunt?
The first great hunt was launched about 75 years ago. In just a few nights, the Guard of Prewen located and destroyed most of the old British vampires.
Why start a second one?
Prewen has always seen us immortals as a threat to mankind. My guess is they suspect one or more of us is the cause of the epidemic.
How did you survive the first hunt?
I fled, Jonathan. Like most vampires who survived that slaughter. And I secretly came back when I was sure they had lost my trail.
You should flee then. Leave London, the country even. I have seen the
Тут вон какие страсти за чаем.
Your concern warms my heart, Jonathan. But fear not. If the situation gets too dangerous, I shall retreat to my secret Scottish manor. I could hide you in my luggage, if you wish.
Thank you for the offer. I shall keep it in mind, but I have much to do here. There is a question I must ask you. Could Lord Redgrave be my maker.
I doubt it. If Lord Redgrave had made you his progeny, he would not have seemed so surprised when you demonstrated the strength of your lineage.
What is the plan?
The plan is we both try to save this city, you and I. Go to Ascalon, accept their proposition, and use their influence to promote your agenda.
How can I save London?
The epidemic is the priority. You must find its origin and put an end to it. This is the best way to solve the crisis.
What will you do?
I still have contacts and old friends in this town. I shall make some inquiries and attempt to learn more of the situation. We need clarity.
Will I ever discover the identity of my maker?
Maybe not, Jonathan. We know for sure you were made by a powerful vampire, but most of those fled England long ago.
Please forgive my bluntness, but I have to ask. Was it you? Did you make me?
Oh, Jonathan. I know you shall always have a gnawing doubt about who made you an immortal, but I swear, I had nothing to do with it.
Дождик в доме.
You have no idea at all? You seem to know so many things about the secrets of the vampire underworld.
Even if I had my suspicions, I would not dare give you a name so soon. All I can say is this. I will make inquiries and keep you informed.
One day soon, I will have to find the answer to this mystery.
And I shall help you in your research, I promise. For now, you must go to the Ascalon Club and play their game.
Will I see you again at the Pembroke Hospital?
No, you will find me here if you need me. I shall conduct inquiries alone.
У меня.
We can then share our discoveries.
Will you not visit Pembroke again?
No. I must remain discreet and avoid attracting attention to Pembroke Hospital for the time being.
But how will you sustain yourself?
I shall not, Jonathan. Fear not. I'm used to it.
When will we meet again?
As soon as you meet Lord Redgrave, I suppose. Fear not, my dear. I shall only be a heart's beat away.
I want to thank you for all your support and your help, my lady.
Could you do me a last great favor and call me Elizabeth?
I should be honored, my lady.
Then it is settled. Finally, some good news in these dark hours.
Thank you. I appreciate the advice. I had best prepare myself to meet this Lord Redgrave now.
How thrilling to meet the Earl of Bristol in the flesh, so to speak.
Something tells me you're not very keen on the man.
Don't get me wrong. The gentlemen of the Ascalon Club are honorable, but their attitude and opinions are somewhat antiquated.
I see.
As long as they deny access to female applicants, I will leave them to their antediluvian considerations as to the natural order of things. Jonathan, promise me you'll be careful.
Of course.
Promise me you'll be careful.
But why the fear in your voice?
Look at me, Jonathan.
I am.
I mean, really look at me, young Ekon. We may be deceptive by nature,
Фига! Чё у него с глазами?
but this heart
Быка
of mine
выпил.
has always told the truth.
Elizabeth.
Точно, одежда мокрая.
Go, my friend. But come back to me soon.
Ну, вампир же. Раньше такого не замечал.
So, time to visit the Ascalon Club.
Вот смотри какой. И чё его не палят святоши? Тут война сейчас начнется. Ого, сё.
It's locked.
Hello again, Jonathan. To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit?
Sorry to disturb you again, but could you spare me a few minutes?
Of course, my dear. Always a pleasure to speak with you.
Concerning your investigation.
Yes?
Are you truly seeking to identify my maker?
I cannot promise you anything, but yes. I am conducting some research of my own.
В каждый дом можно ходить.
Do you think we shall ever see better days? Or at least better nights?
I know not, Jonathan. I have seen some horrid days in my long lifetime.
К сожалению, нет.
Experience has taught me that one cannot outrun the fates.
When all of this is over, the war and the epidemic, we could leave the city for a while. Travel around Europe, you and I.
Traveling is always so complicated for us poor creatures of the night. But yes, I would be glad.
Сегодня настал решающий бой. Рев мертвецов и их дьявольский вой. Война, эндквот, кто кого эндквот, они или мы. На нас наступают посланники тьмы.
Will you tell me your story one day, Lady Ashbury?
One of them, perhaps. I have had so many lives, Jonathan. Eternity may not be enough to relate them all.
Do you know if the epidemic has affected many people in the West End?
I confess I've been more concerned by events in the East End. The wealthy have more efficient ways of dealing.
Подчеркивание.
But this is no common epidemic.
That is true. I must tell my daughter to stay at home for a few days. But the girl is stubborn and fiercely independent. Much like her mother.
Goodbye, Elizabeth.
Мы спецназ истребители вампиров. Красивый домик. Сектарюги. Даже не посмотрели. Не посмотрели. Изнутри. В следующий раз. Мы вернемся. Изнутри. А ну я еще сюда вернусь. Красивые декорации, мебель, чайный сервиз, камин, картины, много другое.
It's locked. That was the vampire I saw earlier. This war takes no prisoners.
Ребятки, я вас оставляю. Удачного стрима! Давай, П. Тебя большой экран. Спасибо, что заглянул. 27 дюймов. Хе.
The West End. Never have I felt so sad to be back home.
This was mine! Pay for this!
Большой, что ли?
The Ascalon Club. The heart of British vampire society. Not quite as subtle as I expected. Good evening, miss.
Oh my god, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me. Please, no. I'm too young to die.
Дня 65, все видно хорошо.
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she
Но это телек же.
how to tease and gently mock innocent young econs. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte. What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark...
Главное показывает.
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reed?
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste.
Это да.
Even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and filthy rich.
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
Tell me about
Губернатор.
What do you want to know?
who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see. And one day, I'll have my death to face.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
First, I was an orphan in the institution for girls she manages in the West End. When I was 10, she adopted
Для нее
me.
это дочка вампирша.
I've lived with her ever since.
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct word is
А боже!
Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16, though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
what are you doing out here?
You mean what do I do outside at night?
Приемная.
I'm a woman. Let me ask you a question, sir. Would you ask the same question of a man?
Actually, yes. I ask the same question to
Из какой
everyone who
семьи?
dares to go outside at night, considering the risks.
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
Are you a suffragette, then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in
Из
Australia.
приюта.
But women
Нет
here
семьи.
can't vote unless they are property owners.
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time. Even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Really? Oh. Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you in the vicinity.
How are the locals reacting to your claims?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town. That's how progressive they are. If this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous.
Вампиров так не
Who
бывает.
is this Emily?
She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in... well, she got interested in vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning. I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my thanks, Dr. Reed. And please, don't tell my mother.
Я фиг знает, она типа сама по себе.
Your name and profession, obviously. And the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not your fault.
Does it not scare you to know what I am? What your mother is?
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman. Must I be wary of her, Dr. Reed? Or you?
Perhaps it's wise for a mortal never to totally trust a vampire. Your mother herself told me that we Ekon are creatures of deception. Maybe it's because we seem so... alive.
That may be true for a naive girl, but I have the best teacher when it comes to getting rid of an insistent immortal.
Your mother is not like any other vampire I've met.
I believe she thinks the same about you, Dr. Reed.
Do you know why Lady Ashbury...
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely because I dare to ask such questions.
Do you ever regret that she chose you?
Of course not. Though I often wonder if she adopted others before me. If so, where are they buried? How is it for them to pass through life with a never-aging mother?
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother when you...
Интересная игра, только начала смотреть, как сериал пропустил серию непонятно. Ну да, она эпизодична. Плейлист есть, если хочешь посмотреть предыдущие серии.
I'm a doctor.
I never judge a man by his title, but by his attitude. And you are not disturbing me at all. I am Calhoun Russell, and I welcome you.
Well, I must admit it's good to receive a warm welcome for once. I'm Jonathan Rид.
Welcome, Dr. Reed. Welcome to my humble...
How is the situation?
Life is good and peaceful.
Are you not concerned?
Oh, I'm sure the authorities would take the appropriate...
You cannot expect the newspapers to expose the truth.
Well, that's news then. But I can't believe that things are that bad. Are you sure you're not exaggerating a bit? For the thrill of it?
Is it not a little too late?
On the contrary, it is the perfect hour. Believe me, my friend, it is always at night that you meet the most fascinating characters.
So you prefer...
Oh, I also enjoy a sunny day like everybody else. But the night always has a certain je ne sais quoi of its own.
But what about the epidemic? The bombs and raids? And all the random violence?
Please, sir, this is London, England. We will prevail. And if a bomb must fall on my shop, then I'll be there to hear it falling.
What can you tell me about this place? Finding a good restaurant? Is that really all that interests you?
Oh, I have many passions, but nothing brings me ecstasy like subtle and exquisite flavors from my teeth to my belly.
I must confess, I have quite specific tastes when it comes to nutrition.
Really? Well, I'm always happy to try new exotic meals. If you ever find an intriguing table, please share the address.
Do you need medical help? I may have...
Noticed anything suspicious recently?
Good evening, sir. May I have your attention, please?
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley. How are you? My God. So you survived the war too. So sorry, I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard.
Привет, Володя.
It was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
Как дела?
When did you escape the war and return to London?
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm involved in another kind of battle now.
What is this new battle?
I saw terrible things during the war. Horrors I thought I'd forget. They're here too. They're everywhere. Vampires.
I know what you mean.
Of course. The epidemic, I bet you've been busy as well. Forgive me, Johnny, I didn't want to sound selfish.
How is your wife, Venus?
We've spent so much time away from each other. In So many things have happened.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from France in one piece.
Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny? Venus fears for our family reputation. Now her husband has become the village idiot.
But you're alive. You returned in one piece.
Believe me, it's not quite that simple. Unlike you, I'm not the man I used to be.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received
Чат
an
сломался.
invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
Да вроде нет.
There has been quite a battle here. I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the damage.
Вот дом тоже красивый. Ой, коврики какие!
My good friends, if I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr.
Советские.
Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansher was no match for him. Here. Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and Chairman.
Вот то, что справа нас в комнате висит такой же.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord.
Ништяка.
Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
She's a close friend, and I'm honored that she feels the same about me.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is a mortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important.
Посмотреть поближе, так быстро бегаешь.
Do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the skull plague that threatens
Сейчас.
London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why are you suddenly so friendly?
Вот смотри.
The last time I met one of yours, he tried to kill me.
Are you referring to Fergal? He was the most useful of servants, but he was just a servant. You, on the
Ой, мамачки точно такой же.
proved yourself much more worthy.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End? Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon, who made such a powerful progeny of his sister.
Прикольно.
And the name of your maker, am I correct?
It's of no concern of yours.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
What does it mean to be a member of the Ascalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of...
Do you have any official...
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members, and I do appreciate obedience.
What is the Ascalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
William Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
What does Ascalon mean?
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. St. George, like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
Ага.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the East End of all skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country. My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed.
Алтарь свечи кругом так красиво.
The blood of our beloved William Marshall, speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Ой, сектанты.
Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance.
Обряды.
I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation.
Но это клуб-секта, да.
Delightful. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
Страшно.
I personally went patrolling last night in the West End, and I spotted at least 2 foreign Ekons. This is an outrage. We shall chase these intruders down.
I was chased by a gigantic Valcod 2 nights ago. I thought it was Fergal coming back, but no. That creature barely spoke English.
That went well, did it not?
Да не бойся, тут скримеров не будет.
It's useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago, well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on
Тут
the
болтовни много.
and your findings were quite alarming.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, But I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
Смотрела один раз. Дедушка Стопаров выскочит. Ужас.
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Lord Redgrave can play with the brave all he wants, but I won't put a foot outside.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the
Неё, тут алкоголь нету.
Was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute.
Привет.
He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
Привет.
No, he was a Volcod, all muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed.
Здорово.
Ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
You do know I killed him.
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied skulls in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires.
Привет, Нусри. Ты без ника.
We must eradicate the skulls.
Привет.
Skulls are hostile vectors of contagion, that is a fact. But first and foremost, they are victims.
I agree, Dr. Reed. Most of the new skulls who roam the streets at night used to be good British citizens, but they must be put down nevertheless.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of
Я с
contagion in this
чат-ботом.
part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club, and you have carte blanche.
У меня уже спит чадо с 8
Interrogate the
часов.
locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
Я Вэл 4D.
How is your investigation going, Dr.
I have a few questions.
All right, but be...
You made me swear.
William Marsh.
Ого, а мы
William
ложимся
Marshall
топ.
was a vampire. Is this some sort of joke? Wait. Could he be my maker?
That would be joyful news, for it would mean he still walks among us. But alas, the great night
Чё не
has
говоришь,
left
пишешь
us
в
all
чат.
for good.
Мы в 6:30 проснулись.
Why is his blood so sacred to the Ascalon Club?
He was simply the greatest defender of the realm we have ever known.
Приветик.
I fought by his side at the Battle of Preston, and he made me his progeny following the fight.
Привет, Лана.
What can you tell me about the Great Hunt?
It's a major concern, and I'm convinced we'll only get a satisfactory
Спят все вот
conclusion
и пишу
by
в
putting
чат.
an end to the epidemic.
I have already met Geoffrey McCullough.
The Guard's current successful recruitment campaign is driven by the ravenous behavior of the Skulls.
I see. So without the epidemic creating skulls, the Guard could not convince anybody of our presence.
Exactly. Once we have put the epidemic behind us, we need only
Я
wait until
пропустила
the
стрим.
Guard grows
Поздно
old
приехали,
and
вот.
weak. Time will once again become our ally.
What about the risk of a full-scale attack here? Geoffrey McCullum is a daring leader.
That is exactly why so many of our number have left the country until things improve. But not me. I founded this club. I'll die defending it.
May I ask you about the mortal who attended my initiation? Mr. Aloysius Dawson.
A member of the club does not normally ask questions about other members. We trust each other mutually.
So he really is a member then?
Так все, кто только что пришел, пальцы вверх прожали, спасибо.
Even if I admit some of us fled during the first hours of the great hunt.
But Mr. Dawson is mortal. Are you not afraid he might reveal who you are? Especially to your enemies.
Aloysius Dawson is a man of his word, as are all of us. This is the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. We do not grant access to the unworthy.
Goodbye, Lord Red.
Godspeed, Dr. Reed. We are...
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Котя лайки не показывает.
This evening's centerpiece, figuratively.
I feel perfectly fine. Do I have cause for concern?
Do not be alarmed. The Ascalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
Это так надо, поэтому и пальцы вверх.
Yes, I am. And I have been for many years. And will be until the day...
What can you tell me about it?
It's not really my place to give you such information. I am...
Are you sick?
Personally, I consider my advancing years are a sickness in itself.
Это глава
Slowly
7.
abandoning me, Dr. Reed.
Are you not afraid?
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the...
Нее — это смертный богатый старикашка.
Shared by only a privileged few.
My dear Dr. Reed, I have spent years and a fortune precisely to gather that kind of information.
So you are...
I have been a member of many clubs in many countries. But I must...
What can you tell?
I would not dare speak of our chairman without his consent.
Mr. Dawson? Of Dawson and Dawson?
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson? I am a doctor.
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in. To cast out the
Дергается голова,
that has
болен.
us all on our knees.
What do you know about the guard?
I should not say this, but I admire their commitment.
But they are our...
They are not mine.
Would you help?
No. There is a time for such methods. But brute force will not be enough to fight this plague. We have to think...
Ё этот голос с чата меня чата, странный голос.
What is the situation like in this...
I am sure...
Money cannot solve everything.
You're right.
What is your plan?
Quarantine and...
By doing so, you would create two separate ghettos. What if the disease gets past the wall? The results would be disastrous.
Not if we eliminate all suspected cases of infection as soon as they appear. A necessary
Странный.
sacrifice.
Are you not mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Другого нету.
Are you not a vampire? Removed
Хоула.
from all mortal concerns.
Девочку можно выбирать.
Decisiveness is what the city needs, and it needs it now.
They must have spent years preparing their plan.
Голос у чата. Можно и девочку. Хоула.
I think Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire.
Women die too in this war!
Good evening, Miss Ashbury.
And goody.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual recently?
A few days ago, I spotted a strange house while campaigning for women's suffrage. Awful smell. No answer when I knocked.
Спасибки.
It's the Mullaneys, a nice family who live in a big house near the park in the eastern part of this neighborhood.
Goodbye, Charlotte.
She's been quite...
Please, sir. Whether you need to buy something or not, I am happy to. Good evening, Dr. Reed.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual?
Not really. Wait, now that you mention it, I don't see the McPhersons in my favorite restaurants. They love delicate meals too, you understand.
Thank you. It may be nothing, but I'll investigate anyway. Where do they live?
They have a house in the southern part of the district, somewhere north of the railway bridge. There is a courtyard, if I remember rightly.
Goodbye, Mr.
Монетки где взять?
Привет, это тестовое сообщение.
Mr. Russell, I'm sure you'll take care of yourself.
Какие монетки?
That building is under quarantine. Could this be what I'm looking for? I cannot enter.
Слева вверху 501. 529 вот. Так они разбросаны везде. Ого, оборотень, ужас. Вещи продать можно. Ух ты, палочка какая-то.
such a radical mutation? Could it be a new stage in the disease's evolution?
Это дробовик.
So the husband had an affair with Doris Fletcher.
А подчеркивание. Духи и новая шуба везет же некоторым. Любимая жена.
Why are vampire hunters sniffing around here? I need to find out what they're after.
Это люди в мусорке лазят.
Turn around, sir. Burn it, boys!
В мусорке? Это Скали.
This woman's body has multiple lacerations. They're deep.
Два монетки.
Whoever did this was driven by rage. He had his tongue removed, his
Спальня.
eyes gouged out. He was a victim of brutal torture. This one's neck is broken. He was young. Probably the son.
О, я это уже прошел.
You killed your family.
They mocked my talent.
А подчеркивание. Ой. Потерпевшая. Ну и как игра тебе, Сергей?
So, this girl took lessons at the famous Doris Fletcher acting school.
Огонь.
Doris Fletcher seems to be the missing link here. It can't just be a coincidence. I should go to her acting school.
А концовка какая из 4? Не, я дошел до театра Дорис Флетчер. Сейчас не дерусь. Ну вот сейчас как раз он.
It's a leak! Hit it! We have to stop it!
Look lively! It's on to us! Eat this! No rest for the wicked! Remember your vows! Murdering bastard!
There's an open window on the second floor. I should be able to get in through that. It's locked.
in front of you stands the tall queen.
Can that be Doris Fletcher's voice? Where does it come from?
Will they adore me again when they share my fate? For I have been raised through hate, but I offer.
Театр-сцена.
Who are you? You who dared enter my realm. Are you here to worship or mock me?
I'm here to put an end to the vampire epidemic, Miss Fletcher.
Ah.
Ага.
Doris Fletcher is no more. She was consumed by this putrid flesh that now enshrouds her.
You feel anger for what happened to you, but I can help you. I'm a doctor, Miss Fletcher.
Doris Fletcher is no more. All that remains are the dreams of the queen she was, and the queen she'll be. Until then, all shall die, for that was her final wish. My blade, come to me, my servants. Avenge, behold, Kinslayer, the disgrace of she whose beauty was once renowned. Will she be the queen again once they all share her fate? Hear and obey, for your queen commands you. Attack! You killed my father. Prepare to die.
wait.
What?
I don't want to die.
And I did not come to kill you, Miss Fletcher.
Will you spare me then? Save this cadaverous carcass of mine. Does your heart beat a little faster now? You fancy me then, Doctor?
No, Miss Fletcher. My dead heart will beat for only one.
Ah! Is she pretty? Is she sweet and tender?
To me, yes.
Ah! I hate her already.
I know. And this is partly why you must be destroyed.
But you just said...
That I did not come here to kill you, yes. But I realize now the threat you...
Сосиска какая-то, подчеркивание. Фига у нее мегарука.
Will I be remembered? Will you?
You were Doris Fletcher, the greatest actress of her generation. No one can take that from you.
Thank you. And farewell. Ah! Ah! Ah!
Farewell, Doris.
Жесть.
Bravo! So dramatic. I love it.
McCullum.
How strange I seem to find you whenever I'm inquiring about that skull infestation.
I mean you no harm.
I'm not here for you. But once I've put all the pieces of the puzzle together, I'm sure we'll have a little chat, you and me.
Stay away from me, McCullum. You and all your war dogs.
That I can't guarantee, Dr. Reed. But I'll let you go.
Я пошла, это ужас, вы предупреждайте.
I should probably leave the theater right now.
Когда страшно будет.
The West End should be safe now. But London is not. It would be wise to benefit from the Ascalon's protection while I continue my research during the Great Hunt. These people want me dead. I need to leave now.
На этом, я думаю, на сегодня все с вампирами. Спасибо, что смотрели. До новых встреч. Спасибо, что смотрели.